Terry here. This episode we're going to talk about what you can do about your crappy dealer. So let's talk more about it. Here we go. Hey, I'm doing the Starbucks thing with Piper in our 4Runner. We have to run some errands this morning, and I'm going to take her to the park. A story has been made apparent to me. One of our subscribers up in Canada really got jerked around with their 2020 TRD Pro. This subscriber has been awesome with us, has always left great comments on the channel, and when I heard his story, he untypically made a video about his experience. He's really not a YouTuber. When I heard the story, I was like, gosh, I wish we could have spoken before he bought that truck, because 99.9% of the time, your dealer will ruin your new vehicle purchase experience. And then when you get somebody who's putting his kids through school, paying all that bill, who pays a premium for a TRD Pro in Canada, on top of that, he was doing what I have advocated here at On Down the Road Productions. Get yourself a 4Runner going into retirement. It'll last 20 years easy. You won't be on the buy a new vehicle, lease a new vehicle every 3 years routine. I would like to share more of his experience. I have his permission. At this stage, I'm still waiting for some contact details and information from him via email before I reach out to Toyota directly. As you guys know, I've worked for General Motors, Nissan, and Volkswagen, and I have special skills in this area. I think if the right person at Toyota was aware of this dealer and how this customer was treated, they would intervene immediately. And that's my hope with this video. So let's talk about some of the things I heard on the video. Everybody, if you buy a new TRD Pro, if you buy anything, don't take it back to the dealer for anything, literally. I had an experience with a new F-150 years ago. There was a dashboard rattle noise, no surprise, Ford quality, and they pulled the dashboard out and put it back in crooked. I mean, stuff like that goes on. The biggest problem with the dealers is that they're finding it very hard to find qualified quality people. They've let their quality standards go. People only care about money, and the people they're hiring, 9 times out of 10, just don't give a crap. They're younger people. You bring in your new 4Runner TRD Pro, they're just jealous that you were able to buy it. They don't know what you went through and how hard you worked. Let's get more into this. Thank you for being here. Guys, we do have a Patreon. That would help us out a lot with our future video costs. We're going to Daytona here in a few days, and I want to get this video in. Let's talk more about this. Like I said, as a lot of our viewers will recall, our 5,000 mile maintenance and our TRD off-road premium, it's a 2022. Its first visit for its 5,000 mile maintenance, they did not reset the reminder. They torqued my TRD Pro oil cap on so tight I couldn't take it off. I had to go to a neighbor's house and we did it together. Just generally speaking, I had an argument over changing the oil at 5,000 miles and not 10,000 miles with the service advisor. And I should not have to have an argument. It's my truck, it's my money. I also dealt with a lot of millennials or younger kids that should not have been there employed because they're just not taking care of customer vehicles. That was my experience at my 5,000 mile maintenance point of my 4Runner, but luckily I'm proud of my skills in this area and I have a great relationship with my salesman. So that's my first tip. Develop a great relationship with your salesman so he can bird dog your vehicle and service every time it comes in. It is so important. My relationship with my salesman at Fox Toyota is actually really good. I'll pop in just to say hello, talk about my channel, see how he's doing, because one day I'll buy a vehicle again and I'll go straight to him. He knows how important it is to treat customers correctly. Really go out of your way to stop in and say hello to your salesman if you're in the area. When you are bringing your vehicle in, give your salesman a call and say, hey, can you bird dog my vehicle? I'm bringing it in. That will prevent some of the mayhem that comes from dealers. And let me get into very quickly, I will link to the video I'm referring to. Okay, what I want to do right now is talk about the tailgate rust issues around the valance. I don't talk about my professional life too much. You guys are aware I am in the Detroit area involved with the automotive industry. I am working in automotive coatings right now. Any 4Runner is going to be painted in BASF Glasurit paint. Bump shop will use the cheapest paint possible. Using a dealer bump shop, especially a bump shop where they have to drive your vehicle away, is a huge mistake. All dealers are having severe problems finding people to work for them and finding qualified people to work for them. Know that your 4Runner is painted in BASF Glasurit paint. Number 2, they need to do a Spectro on the paint to get the paint match. That's what BASF does for its customers. I've used a Spectro it gives you 3 options to get the paint match correct. Regrettably, our subscriber had his vehicle driven away, damaged, and who knows what kind of paint they used. You have to specify the paint for your vehicle. So no going forward, Toyota products BASF Glasurit paint. The next thing, it's very hard to find a good bump shop. If you're driving around and you see a bump shop that does a lot of classic cars, that's where you go for any paint work. You don't go to a treadmill, low quality dealer paint shop for your vehicle. It's ridiculous. But if you're just driving by and you see a body and paint shop that does a lot of classic cars, you know they've got 1 to 3 excellent painters in there that will get it right. When you go for an estimate, for a paint estimate or whatever it is, you can specify the paint they use. You can ask for their best painter. That's what I do. And you can also say absolutely no tape marks on my vehicle. They like to overspray and leave paint marks, because let's say a paint repair costs $1,000 for 4 hours of work. If they can do that in 2 hours, they still get to keep the $1,000 and go to the next vehicle. You may have the greatest painter in the world, but you may have a terrible body person. So I know for a fact some very good painters in the Detroit area. They make sure their body guy is as good as they are. They don't want a vehicle coming to them with bad prepping. So the deal here is that on the 4Runner forums, I'm not there because I know a lot of 4Runner YouTube channels go out to the forums for content ideas. I just don't want to do that. On the 4Runner forum, I understand now from watching our subscriber's video on his 2020 TRD Pro 4Runner and his issues, that there's rusting around the tailgate. So let's look at that and let me talk about it. I'll have the camera pointed on the valance on the liftgate and I'll talk from there. As you can see here, there are 0 issues with rust or corrosion on our vehicle. I have had this vehicle, and here's the tip for you guys: polish in here when you pick up your 4Runners or on your existing 4Runners, polish in here. If you want to go behind the tailgate here to pop this off and polish deeper down, you can do that. But I've had a yearly polish twice. This truck is 2 years old. I have no issues. Now, why is it rusting? And I believe this issue is for customers that have 4Runners or owners in northern states like me in Michigan, or our subscriber in Canada. Let me tell you, road salt can get up in here. That is what I think is one of the culprits. So it's very important that you wash your vehicle at least twice a month during the winter. If you don't want to pay to wash your vehicle, then it's on you. But more to the point, they'll take a high pressure wash and spray around here. So any salt that might be lodged in here will get washed away. That combined with waxing this area at least once or twice a year, I don't think it'll rust. Now, the other thing I thought of was some people, and we're going there, we're going to be overlanding with this vehicle eventually. I love overlanding. I love the spirit of that culture. You know, maybe, and this is hypothesis on my part, if you're out there rock climbing or on undulating roads, potentially, perceptually, you won't be able to see this flexing, but if this flexes and it rubs in here, potentially it may start an opportunity for rust. What I want to know is, I've owned 4 4Runners and I've never had that problem. I want owners and new customers of 4Runners to listen to me. Get a yearly wax, okay, or wax this area yourself. I've never heard of this rust problem until now. I think it's terrible that it happened to this 2020 TRD Pro, but what I think is even worse than that is how crappy the dealer has treated him. And he's online blaming Toyota. I honestly believe that Toyota Japan would raise a fit with facts like this. It boils down to a dealer marking up a 4Runner, profit motivated, doesn't care who he hires in back, because he knows going to the dealer, the rates are so high and expensive. Doesn't care at all. The next thing, okay, so let me review the top tips here. Wax here on your own, get a yearly polish. You can go to the effort of taking this piece off and waxing deeper down. I do not expect to have any rust issues on this truck in this area. I have owned 4 4Runners, so going back to 2014 and 2 FJ Cruisers. I'll tell you right now, I'm not concerned about rust here. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the roof damage. Our subscriber, and a really good subscriber, and I hurt for him too. He's sacrificing for his kids. He's worked so hard for his 4Runner. He's had his 4Runner damaged in the body shop. I'm being honest with you guys. You know, there's too much of this stuff going on that, oh, you know, someone drives by and something nice, they didn't have to work for it, they didn't have to save. People get resentful right now. Last 3 years, inflation, cost of living, taxes have gone through the roof, making it very, very hard to buy $65,000 plus trucks without a large down payment. I put a large down payment on this to get a low monthly payment. A lot of people can't do that. And right now, the average transaction price of a new vehicle is $52,000, I think. And just go out and try to buy an F-150 or F-250 or whatever and have it be affordable. And as I said, leasing is renting. If you cannot afford to buy a vehicle, then wait till you can. Never lease, because the financial pushback on your lease turn-in is huge in most cases, because people don't take care of their lease vehicles, most of them. I want to go back to this though. So I know there's a photograph, and he shows the photograph in his video of the roof damage, but mysteriously the body shop, the dealer body shop, sent him a picture with no date stamp on it. It was right here and it was huge, okay? And I'm gonna say what I feel. Somebody at that dealer body shop had to walk by his truck and throw a hammer into it. It wasn't a drop tool. This is pretty thick and rigid right here. Totally disgusting. You can still get the information from that electronic file. So if he's got the picture they sent him, he can look at the properties of that file to see what he can pull from it. The other thing is, you know, when I take my truck to Fox, they know how detail oriented I am about them not screwing up my vehicle. They do walk around it with a camera, and they'll refer to their iPad if there's damage. Oh, we did do it, right? They haven't done it yet. But I worry about this every time I go there because of these young kids that don't give a shit. And yes, Toyota makes the 4Runners fantastic. Their dealers have gone so far downhill everywhere. If you know of a solid, ethical Toyota dealership with good service, I'm talking about the service department in the Metro Detroit area, please let me know in comments. I haven't found it yet. I just jumped back. Develop a relationship with your salesperson so you can call them in advance and they can bird dog your vehicle. And again, never use dealer body shops if you can, because they're all off campus and they're not run very well. The work is not high quality. You should expect your vehicle comes back the way, you know, the way it was delivered. It's a sad world out there right now. This younger generation, just things have changed. And you can hate on me for that all you want, but I speak the truth. Again, here's a big one. Again, I'm not being mean or an a-hole, okay? But it's true. You buy a car or truck, drive off the lot, that's it. Going back to the dealer is a game of risk. Getting your vehicle back undamaged or reassembled correctly. That's just the way it is. I avoid dealers like the plague typically. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna wrap this up. And what I will summarize is wax that rear valance area on your tailgate. Go for regular washes during the winter, okay? I've never seen the issue myself in person on any 4Runner, but keeping that area clean, and you can wax it yourself, or go behind the tailgate and do even more, remove that valance. Never trust a dealer. I don't. You know, I'm grateful. I thank God that my salesman Craig at Fox Toyota, we've developed a minor friendship, and he understands me. He will never jerk me around, and if I bring my vehicle in for service, he'll bird dog it for me. Develop a relationship with your salesperson so that when you go for service at your dealer, they can bird dog your service when it's in, and those guys will play a better game with you in the service department, okay? And you know, I've seen it myself at dealers. Some of these people hate their jobs and they resent you for having a nice vehicle. Never mind how hard you worked or how much you saved to afford that expensive vehicle. That is the kind of vibe I get in dealerships. Again, this is not me being mean, okay? I have had change stolen from my vehicles in the council. I can write a book on some of this stupid stuff. I had a tool, one of my Mercury Marauders, left under the hood. Can you believe that? And I didn't see it for a month or two. I kept the tool. I was not gonna waste my time and go back to that dealer. What kind of idiot leaves a tool under the hood by the rear master brake cylinder? Bad stuff going on with this younger generation working on vehicles at dealers. I think if I was a dealer and wanted to correct this, I'd have cameras inside the building while people are working on these vehicles, because that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. Body shops do not have the time for somebody like a body person. They don't have the time to let that person get it right, even if it took a little bit of extra time. Same thing with new painters. They don't have the time because of their business model. It's high turnover, make as much money as you can. And again, like I told you guys, if your job was 5 hours and $1,500, they can do it in 3. They're going to do that and still get the full $1,500 and go to the next vehicle. That's how 99% of body shops are working out there. The way to find a good painter and a good body shop is to look where a body shop is doing a lot of classic cars and restorations. Then you'll get good work done. That's how you find a good body and painter. And again, the 4Runners use Glasurit paint. So you can sit there and go, hey, you're gonna fix this body damage on my 4Runner? Well, it was painted in Glasurit. I demand you use it. Don't let that dealer tell you, hey, we use quality products, you got no problem. And remember, there's a spectrometer that will match the paint correctly or get it really, really close. That did not happen for this guy. They probably put some cheap ass paint on his upper quarter panel and put him through hell. And you know what? They don't care. The other thing, there were 2 paint chips from him putting those clear plastic blockers so it wouldn't chip out. Dr. Color Chip will work on that. It does. It's an amazing product. I've seen chipped up cars. Dr. Color Chip makes it all go away. You go to Dr. Color Chip and you select your vehicle color, and then you get the paint kit and you're all set, and there's a video. Really easy to do. So guys, thanks for watching this episode. My other better Sony camera, the battery pooped out, so I had to use a GoPro for this. So I hope this is all good for you guys. Hey, we appreciate you. If I get opportunities like this based on a bad experience, I definitely want to help. I'm on your side, believe it or not. You know, what they're charging for vehicles nowadays is ridiculous. I can only imagine what this guy paid in Canada in 2020 for that beautiful 4Runner. If I were him, after it's fixed, I'd get rid of it and start from scratch with another vehicle. I really would. That's my opinion right now, because other people that are shitty ruined his vehicle for him, and he's out there blaming Toyota. I work in the automotive industry, and I am going to be honest with you. In his video, Honda did a better job with customer service. Toyota will too if you get to the right person. So follow my tips there with contacting Toyota if you need to. I'm sure Toyota would jump on this, seeing his video or listening to this video, because you know, word of mouth sells vehicles. All right guys, so until next episode, we appreciate you. Do the best you can. Had some people walk by. I'm excited about going to Daytona here in a few days, and we'll see you guys next episode. Do your best.